Empire in the open, Venezuela imperial power, and the crisis of international law. Friends, comrades, sisters, and brothers, we are witnessing something profoundly alarming in global politics, not only in what is being claimed, but in how power now presents itself. Over the past days, social media has been flooded with reports and reactions concerning what is being described as a direct U.S. military assault on Venezuela. According to these claims, strategic centers were bombed. Venezuela's sitting president, Nicolas Maduro, was seized, and the entire operation was publicly announced online with shocking casualness. One widely circulated statement captured the outrage felt across the global South. It reads, and I quote, "Strongly condemn the blatant imperialist aggression by the U.S. on Venezuela by bombing various strategic centers. This reveals the vicious operation of a rogue state, fueling unmasked hostility in the global South for imposing its devious schemes. It's also an act of terrorism, posing a threat to the tranquility in Latin America, a continent with the legacy of enduring such onslaught and anti-imperialist struggles. All should rise in unity to call out this brazen assault on Venezuela and resist the imperialist moves against global peace." Tweet 1. That language is strong, but history explains why it exists. Latin America knows this pattern. Latin America does not experience these claims in a vacuum. From Guatemala in 1954, Chile in 1973, Panama in 1989, to decades of sanctions, coups, and covert destabilization, the region has been treated not as a community of sovereign nations, but as territory to be managed. So when people hear that Venezuela may have been bombed, invaded, or forcibly stripped of its leadership, the reaction is not disbelief. It is recognition. And what has made this moment even more disturbing is the manner in which the alleged operation was announced. One post attributed to former U.S. President Donald Trump states, "The United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Tweet 2. Read that again. A sovereign nation allegedly attacked. A sitting president allegedly abducted." And the announcement reads like a press release, or worse, a victory post. The casual face of empire. Another viral response distilled the horror of this moment into a single sentence. Only the U.S. could invade a sovereign nation, abduct its sitting president, and then announce it on X like it just won a humanitarian award. Empire has never looked so casual. Tweet 3. This is not just about what is claimed to have happened. It is about how normalized imperial violence has become. Empire no longer hides exclusively behind classified cables or closed-door meetings. It posts. It tweets. It performs dominance in real time, confident that accountability will never arrive. International law under assault. Beyond the moral outrage lies a serious legal question. One tweet directly addresses the issue of war crimes liability. Donald Trump and anyone who carried out these orders are now exposed to serious international war crimes liability because launching an unauthorized attack and seizing a foreign leader without lawful justification places both commanders and participants squarely within the scope of criminal accountability under international law. Tweet 4. This is not radical ideology. It is the framework of international law itself. The UN Charter prohibits aggressive war. The seizure of a foreign head of state without lawful justification violates core principles of sovereignty. And yet, time and again, enforcement applies only to the weak. International law, it seems, is mandatory for some and optional for others. Even U.S. law raises red flags. The crisis does not stop at international legality. It extends into U.S. domestic law as well. Another tweet reminds us of a basic constitutional reality. According to the U.S. Constitution, a president may not initiate an attack on a foreign nation without congressional approval. Tweet 5. This was designed to prevent unilateral wars driven by personal ambition or political spectacle, and yet over decades, executive power has steadily expanded while democratic oversight has been hollowed out. Empire abroad and authoritarianism at home often grow together. The oil question no one can ignore. Then there is the question that many are asking quietly or sarcastically. One post states, "Pure coincidence, Venezuela holds the largest oil reserves in the world by far." Nothing to see here. Tweet 6. History tells us this is not coincidence. From Iraq to Libya, from Iran to Venezuela, nations that insist on sovereign control over vast natural resources often find themselves declared threats, rogue states, or humanitarian concerns. When sovereignty interferes with profit, sovereignty suddenly becomes negotiable. Why this matters to the world? This is not simply about Venezuela. It is about whether sovereignty still means anything. It is about whether global peace can survive in a world where some states are permanently exempt from law. As the first tweet demanded, people across the world, especially in the global south, are being called upon to rise in unity, to name imperial aggression for what it is, and to resist actions that push humanity closer to permanent war. Silence is not neutrality. Silence is permission. Conclusion. Choosing the side of history. We are living in a moment when empire no longer even pretends to be embarrassed by its actions. It announces them. It normalizes them. It dares the world to respond. History will remember not only those who ordered these acts, but those who witnessed them, understood them, and chose silence over solidarity. Let us choose differently. Let us stand for sovereignty, accountability, and peace, not just for Venezuela, but for every nation that has endured the weight of imperial ambition. Because if this becomes acceptable, then no country is truly free. Don't forget to subscribe for monetization purposes. Be safe.